Well, I tell you what, you know what it is? It's Friday. It is Friday, TGIF, and I hope you had a great Halloween. And as we do every Friday, we bring in right over there our financial philosopher. That would be Phillip Washington Jr. Did you have a good Halloween?
I did. We have our Halloween crowd is getting bigger and bigger. Kelly and I have a unique way of trick-or-treating that has attracted lots of friends. That's super fun. And so, like, our friend group is getting bigger and bigger.
Very good.
Yes.
I went to the movies.
Huh. What'd you go see?
Closed up, turned off the lights, and went to the movies. Actually, we've got that brand new movie theater here in town called Flicks.
Yeah.
And they were showing Rocky Horror Picture Show. Haven't seen it since college.
Okay.
And yeah, so
nice.
Still a fun movie.
I'm waiting on them. I'm waiting on Flicks to go ahead and start writing checks so they can get more people coming from the About Mansfield podcast crew.
There you go. Today, we are talking about continuing your series on rewiring your financial attitude. This is Mind Over Money. This will be number 11 of our series. Real mindset attitudes people may have for not being able to change their thoughts about money. And let's just get into the first one.
Let's get into the first one.
I don't want to give up my financial independence or control.
The simple version of that statement, it comes from a place of saying, I want to be able to do what I want to be able to do with my money. And I just got a rule. Like, I don't disagree with people doing what they feel like doing with their money, right? I interchange the words want and feel, because to me, it means the same thing. But yeah, like, you're grown. Do what you feel like doing with your money, right? The only time that you need to make an adjustment is if what you feel like doing with your money is not getting you the result that you want, right? And by the way, you still don't got to change it then. But if you're, because you can get that and you can complain about it, and that's cool. But like I told my 8-year-old this morning, I was like, he was doing something, and I cleaned up the toys in the garage that he left, and he didn't like the way that I cleaned it up. And then I was like, well, son, I respect your opinion on that. However, if Daddy has to clean up your mess, I'm doing it my way, right? And then he went to argue, and I said, no, you're not hearing what I'm saying. You're entitled to your own opinion, and that's fine. But like, the law is, if I'm cleaning up your mess, I'm gonna do it the way I do it. Like, if you can't blame me, you can't blame your friends for putting it over there, right? Because it's your stuff, so it's your responsibility. Like, things can play out the way that they play out, and you can be cool with it. You don't like, but that's a part of the equation you can't control. Right? It's your stuff, your responsibility. And he had nothing to say after that. But I mean, I feel like this is the same thing. Like, do what you want to do with your money. If you're not getting the results, then it's time to examine like the ideas that you entertain, and which means like the way you feel about this subject probably needs to change so that you can change the outcome that you're getting.
So the person that goes to the racetrack every week, or the person who spends 50 or 20 or however much on the lotto each week, that's their financial independence and control, but they may not be receiving the results that they want.
Yeah, and I may even pause that expression.
Mm-hmm.
Because, right, that's an expression in a moment of time outside of the scope of what else is going on with their finances. Like, so for example, if you bring in $300,000 and as a part of that $300,000, you pay your bills, and then you do liquor, booze, gambling, and you still have $40,000 left over to invest in whatever you want to invest in, and then you're happy with the trajectory of that, fine. You know what I mean? Like, I think the math is if you make $300,000 and you're spending $350,000, right? And $70,000 of that overage is, stuff
a vice.
Yeah, like gambling, or you know what I mean, or not even gambling, right? Because you can keep the gambling. You just got to make that math add up. You can keep the gambling, but sell the house. I don't know, like whatever you want to do, you need the math to be right so you can get the outcome that you want.
Well, investments take risk.
100%.
There you go. All right, let's go into the next one. It's I'm waiting for the right opportunity to come my way.
Yeah, so this is the cool part. The opportunities to make money don't have enough people in the current state that we're in an economy. There's more ideas than people that are willing to execute them in the current moment. And the majority of the ideas, everybody's always heard. I know if you tune into this show, right, anytime in the last 12 months, like you've had tons of ideas to make money, right? So is less the right opportunity and more of your ability to perceive the right opportunity, right? And you can't perceive the right opportunity if you have a negative emotional state around said subject. Use an idea, right? Go ahead.
So that's just, I'm waiting for the right opportunity to come my way. So they're waiting hypothetically to hit the lotto or for that long shot horse to come in.
Yeah, they're waiting to get the money down an avenue that's in their previous idea of how they should get it, right? But I'm gonna give it like a real example that you would appreciate.
Okay.
There's a lot of businesses out here struggling to acquire new clients that have decent resources, and right now they're going, man, it's expensive to run a TV ad. It's expensive to do advertising this way. I don't really, I don't blah 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 blah. Right? There's all these expensive ways, but if they suspend their belief for a second, and then they were to talk to anybody who's 30 or 40 right now, anybody who's 30 or 40, which are the people that like have a lot of the buying power in the economy, and they say, what do you do to consume most of your media? Like 8 out of 10 of them will say internet native content, podcasting, YouTube, right? Social media clips of content. But like that's the real thing. So then you go, well, man, like what are the relative advertising rates for those things relative to the things that we're not even watching anymore much outside of like sports? You know what I mean? And like the spread is huge. And so like the problem is not the opportunity, right? The problem is they're still spending money on like salespeople, that don't even like that are cold calling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That nobody's answering the phone or opening the door. I mean, you know what I mean? That's the right that's an example of like I can go into like test me on this. Somebody with a business, I'll do it for free. If you're watching this and you got a business and you're doing millions of revenue, like invite me in and I'm going to like give you a marketing idea that's going to make sense to you, right? You're going to probably spend the money with Steve after we get through. But I'm just saying like it's just the inability to see the opportunities because of a limited perspective based on the way things worked in the past. Dang, that's a quotable right there. That right there. I was like, it's a clip.
There you go.
It's a clip.
Instant Facebook reel right there. And by the way, if you want an advertising rate card, just reach out to me.
Yes.
Money is too stressful to think about, so I avoid it.
Yeah. So I'm in agreement. Like I was talking with I call her my handler. Portia. She helps keep my world organized. And she asked me, hey Phillip, I've done like lots of speaking engagements, and all of them come to me, right? And they're getting paid, and the price is going up. So it's all cool. And so she asked me. She said, hey, what have you thought more about how to get more speaking gigs? And I said, Portia, I love the thought of thinking about speaking and doing more speaking of it. I don't love the thought of figuring out how, right? And she smiled. Right? She smiled.
That's your job.
Yeah. Well, maybe, right?
No. That's Portia's job.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I'm also saying maybe, right? All I'm saying is I'm just saying the speaking gigs that I've gotten have all come to me, right? Just naturally, and it's been a feel good avenue. But what I'm saying is like just the way that I'm wired in my current belief system right now. There are people who are speakers who love to reach out to ask about getting speaking gigs. Yeah. Right. I don't. So my path to speaking is not that path. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not a right or wrong thing. It's more of if thinking about money is stressful to you, don't think about money. Right. It won't stop money coming to you. I don't think about doing speaking gigs. They come to me. Right. How does that happen? That's a longer conversation. But I'm just saying. The key is like feeling good And the more you feel good, then when you apply your idea to a topic that you're interested in, you'll naturally like open your mind and begin to entertain more thoughts around that subject that feels good, right? Meaning like over time, as things work out better in that area, I'll like be able to think more and more about maybe some of the hows of speaking, right? But right now, I don't feel good to think about, so I don't think about it. So I'm a huge fan of the philosophy of not thinking about things that are stressful to think about, like 'cause life's too short.
So feel good.
So feel good, and then like that feeling strength, you'll be able to apply to more and more topics, deeper and deeper, and it'll get easier and easier to call that stuff to you, right? But right.
Let's sneak in one more.
Alrighty.
I don't have the support or encouragement from those around me.
That's a good one, right?
It is a good one.
Because, and you probably know this, Steve, like when you and your peer group decided to leave radio and go do this thing called podcasting, right? And like I'm sure you didn't have a lot of emotional support from your peers.
I did from my wife, but
Only one
but
that matters, right?
the people I worked with in radio were not happy to see me leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think a lot of and that's natural and normal because people get attached to their worldview and their world perspective, and so when the world changes, and you're in tune with it and you move with that change, it's like moving. If it's just like an invisible sphere, right? You move outside the sphere into a realm that people don't know. They're going. I don't understand why you just left this safe bubble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, well, because there's like this like a whole new opportunities out here. I can't see them. Well, I mean, right, but just come out here. I can't see them. Yeah, just come take a look at the view. You know what I mean? And so it's natural and normal if people place that bubble over their mind to not only like not support you, like they're not going to support you if you're out there. They might even resist you. I mean, the level of conversation is they may even resist you. And I think the bigger thing is to not even get mad at them for resisting you once you understand how the mind works, right? So you learn to say, I'm going to walk to the beat of my own drum, right? I'm going to blaze my own path because that's what a leader is, right? If you're a leader, then you got to go out there in the jungle and clear the way so that way you can call back to everybody and be like, all right, it's safe now.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Is it safe?
It's super safe.
It's super safe.
I believe in mankind's infinite ability to continue to press forward despite our current relative mental limitations, i.e. ignorance.
Yeah. Follow your beliefs.
Follow your beliefs.
If someone wanted to follow their beliefs and find their way to Phillip Washington Jr., how can they reach out to you?
Best way is if you want wealth management services, stonehillwealthmanagement.com. If you want to get some great reading to get your mind right, daily, Monday through Thursday, wealthbuildingmadesimple.us.
That is Phillip Washington Jr., and he's got his own podcast, Wealth Building Made Simple. Look it up. Phillip, we do this every Friday. Have a great weekend. Let's do it again next week.
Thanks, Steve. You too.